Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're talking about another rogue deck that could be good post Photon Hypernova. Actually, the other one was Trap Tricks with their structure deck, but this one is more Photon Hypernova, which will be a little earlier for the TCG. I believe that's coming early February, not late January. So we're not even that far away, maybe 2.5 months now. But I want to show off a couple things about the deck. We'll go through 3 little combos that I just messed around with for like 20 minutes and figured out. They're pretty good. The potency of this deck is elevated a whole level. It's really, really nice. I love support like this. 1 or 2 cards, and now the deck's just absolute, like, floor and ceiling are bumped. Its 1 card combo is twice as strong. Its 2 card combos are twice as strong. And it just takes this, like, archetype that needed help to the next level. So it's really, really cool. Here's a like super generic like deck list here, not really trying to focus on anything too hard. The 2 new cards are Basiltris and Resurrection. Resurrection's insane. It's really the highlight here. Basiltris still really nice, but Resurrection sends from deck an Evil Eye monster and a Speller Trap as cost to then add an equip spell. Absolutely insane. It's a 1-for-1 raw value, but then also gets like 2 more +1 sent to grave. It's so good. And then when you link summon, it can equip any equip spell from grave to a link monster. Anyway, so like that's really good as well for the opponent's turn. But yeah, I'm going to show off some combos. As far as the deck list goes here, I wouldn't focus on anything too hard. This is a super early, just general deck list. Like, I still expect Bistils to be really good. Even when we get to Photon Hypernova. Maybe they'll be less good where you don't feel like you need to play quite this many, 6. Maybe you're down to like 2 Magnamute, 1 Druid's Worm or something. But for now it's fine. Kashtira, Fenrir, just good card first, good card second. It just helps a little bit there. Generically, basic consistency stuff. This is definitely something to watch though, the equip spell lineup. There could definitely be some debate on exactly the ratios you're looking for. Selene, it definitely seems the most important, but Gorgonia is really good for the grind. You just want to get this sent to grave every turn because it allows you to like trade any Evil Eye card in hand for any Evil Eye Speller Trap. So a lot of utility there. You got Awakening, summons from grave, but if you have Selene on field, summons from deck. I'll show you a combo using this card. It could be really good. Confrontation is just like a searchable MST that can become a Cosmic Cyclone if you have Selene on the field. It's pretty cool. Defeats a Compulse, but a double Compulse if you have Selene. And then Retribution is just a Speller Trap negate. This card is so cool. I love that this archetype has access to this. It's almost like Dinomorphia having the Spell and Trap negator that I love when like back row or control-y decks have in-archetype searchable, essentially Solemn Judgment. It's not quite as good as Solemn Judgment generically in stopping everything, but Spell and Trap negate, because evenly, Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, Twin Twister. We are not losing to those cards, at least just one of them, because our archetype has a way to just outright search this card. Really cool, and then the rest is just generic hoopla. Down in the extra deck, the main things are Gorgon and Zerziel. I could see News Reporter coming up because it can reborn any fiend. So, like, if Gorgon or Zerziel already ended up in grave, just reborning them off of a Link 2 is actually pretty sweet. Underworld Goddess, could come up, I guess. Generic stuff. And then the cool stuff is, like, the Exceed monster. So I also have Deuce Machinex and Stone King Darius here. This is a really cool play. I'll actually show you a combo that ends on this. That way you have, like, a double activation Deuce, which is really cool. Just 2 interruptions, really big body, no restrictions. Funny enough, this deck doesn't lock you into Evil Eyes with anything, let alone Fiends. They don't lock you into anything, so that's why you can still play Fenrir, no problem. And you can even go into Zeus lines as well. We have lines that make Darius, so if you have the lines like that, and they don't restrict you to Fiends anyway, why not play a like double activation Zeus line as well that could potentially save your Keister. So yeah. Again, like I said, don't read too much into the build. Let's go ahead and get looking at our replays. So first up here, we're going to do the 1 card combo first. It's just Zerziel to show off how much stronger your 1 card combo is. Zerziel used to be your standard play. It would just be Zerziel, search the equip spell, equip it. Cool, you've got a pop. But now it's a little bit stronger here. So we're going to go normal Zerziel. He's going to search the new card, Resurrection. You're pretty much going through this card in any combo you can now because the value off this is insane. So we're going to pitch Basiltris, the new card, and Gorgonio to search Selene. Selene's going to equip onto Surziel, and then we're just going to pass. And I know this doesn't look like a lot, but when we look at Basiltris, if you don't know what he does, he has two main effects. His first effect is a quick effect if he's in hand or grave and you control an evil eye to just quick effect summon himself, but he banishes himself when he leaves the field. His second effect is during the opponent's turn only, but again, a quick effect where you can link summon an evil eye monster using materials you control. And when you do, you can actually use your equip spells as material as well, kind of like the Weather Painter field spell and how that card can use your canvases as link material. So you can get to Zurziel really easily as well, or just save a monster on field to make Gorgon. You don't have to give up, two monsters. For Gorgon, it's a monster and a spell trap, which is really cool. Plus, keep in mind Resurrection. Like I said earlier, when you link summon, it equips an equip from grave onto one of your Evil Eye links. So even if you're linking on the opponent's turn, the links need to be equipped to have their disruption effects. So Resurrection immediately gets them equipped so that they are ready to fire, even on the opponent's turn, which is really cool. So even though this doesn't look like much, like, okay, we ended on the same thing, but we're going to be able to reborn Basiltris as a quick effect whenever, and then immediately link summon, which we could take Surziel and Selene to make Zurziel, or we could just make a Gorgon with Basiltris and the Selene itself, which is going to get equipped by Resurrection, so they'll both be interruptions, but I like that flexibility. You can either have the Imperm effect with Gorgon, or you can have the pop effect with Zurziel. So it's either double pop or pop plus negate, which I think is pretty solid, all things considered. And plus, we still have Gorgonio in grave. So any point down the line where we have Gorgonio in grave, we could actually keep extending and pitch something. In fact, there's probably a line where you actually use Gorgonio to pitch this same Selene to go ahead and get a search for something else, and then use Selene's effect to like equip itself back from grave potentially. But I didn't delve into too many of those combos off, just yet. But still interesting to note. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the first combo. Again, I just messed around for a couple of minutes here. These combos may not be perfect, but it's just to show you like basic stuff. That's just to show you how much more powerful one Surziel is than it was before. Next combo is going to be this: Resurrection plus any other Evil Eye card. Does not matter what it is. It could be the biggest Evil Eye brick in the deck. I have Confrontation here. It does nothing really for our purposes in this hand, but it goes to show you how much consistency is also added to the deck, because before it was just you got to either draw Surziel or Domain, right? Whereas now you can draw Resurrection as well with any other Evil Eye card. Boom, combo. So we're going to start with Resurrection, pitching the same two cards, adding Selene. We're going to use Gorgonio to pitch whatever that Evil Eye card is in hand to go ahead and search Domain, and boom, we've got Surziel now, right? Like, that's the whole thing. You rotate into Surziel. We're going to go for Surziel here. We're going to chain Basiltris to get him out, and we're going to search Retribution. I wanted to show this off just because I talked about this. I love that post side we can just grab Retribution. Don't care about Evenly. Don't care about Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster, any of that stuff. So good. We're going to go ahead and equip Surziel with the Selene, and then we're going to set our card. So even off this 2-card combo that looks kind of jank, because we actually didn't, Resurrection is a starter, but we didn't draw like a normal summon. And we still ended on the pop with Surziel, the Spell and Trap Negate with Retribution, and we're going to get to Quick Link with Basiltris for either Zurziel or Gorgon. Boom. 3 interruptions, but they're all varied. It could be a pop, an Imperm, and a Spell and Trap Negate. I love that variation, so you're covered versus like almost any matchup. It's really, really cool. And then the last combo here is going to be showing off pretty much like potentially just our best combo. It's going to be like a legit starter, so Domain or Surziel plus Resurrection. Pretty much your best 2-card combination here. I don't really like doing 3 and 4-card combination combos in general, just because like it's modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? We can't be banking on opening 3 or 4-card combos, and with Bestials and interruptions all around, you can't really expect to just be able to play free with a 3 or 4-card combo anyway. So I don't love that idea. I'd rather focus on 1 to 2-card combos because it's just way more consistent and easier to focus on. You can build from there. Oh, I have an extender? Cool. I can apply that to the combos I already know, the more basic ones, and extend from there. And I think that's a better way to look at it. So let's just start here. We're going to go Domain for Surziel. Normal Surziel. He's going to grab our first Selene. We're going to pitch the same 2 cards we have been, Gorgonio plus Basiltris, and actually add our second Selene. This is a really interesting combo. We're going to use Gorgonio to pitch Selene to add ourselves Awakening. This is a card we have not used yet. Make sure you equip the Selene first, because without Selene equipped, Awakening doesn't summon from deck. It only summons from grave. We definitely want to summon from deck here, so get that equipped first. We're going to Awakening here for Kato Bleepas. Haven't shown this card either. This is like the one reason you might want to play a copy of this card. It just reborns itself from grave if you control an Evil Eye, but cheating it out of the deck this way means it's a material on field and then it comes back again, which is really cool. So it's good follow-up or just even more extension for you if you want. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and summon him out of the deck. We're going to fire Basiltris now and make it, and then we're actually going to go into Darius into Deus Machinex. And then we're going to finish our turn by firing the Selene Engrave to equip it to the Surziel. So he's already 2600, which is sweet. So he's not super easy to clear off the field because he's got targeting and destruction protection from both of these, which is really, they have to clear both to be able to target or destroy him. And we have double steals from Deus Machinex, which, by the way, has Basiltris and Kato Bleepas equipped. So you're going to be able to do one interruption off him, detaching both of those, and then your Basiltris is now live to do his thing, summon himself from grave, and then do, you know, a quick link on the opponent's turn. And we've got 2 equips on the field, which means one of those can easily count as material for a Gorgon, or you know, we've got easy material for a Zerziel as well. So this is a 2-card combo that gets you 4 interruptions and follow-up, because Kato Bleepas are going to end up in grave as well. That's just a free summon next turn. Selene's are going to grave usually at the end of these combos, and Selene's just follow-up next turn, free equip, and I love it. It's honestly really, really good. Yeah, there's just not much to say here. They're simple. They're fairly simple combos. You're rotating into the same things, but there are different lines and routes you can take to go into them. But it's just way more potent than it was before. And I'm not saying these combos are perfect, but I wanted to show them off, and feel free to mess around a little bit more here. This is just early messing for a deck that I used to love. When it came out, I loved it, and kind of fell off because it didn't really get good support, you know, at all for a while. Gorgon was nice, but it didn't help the engine. It was just a little bit more payoff. But it's really good to see that they came through with good modern support here. So really fun deck. Can't wait to mess around with them more, especially when Photon Hypernova comes out. Hopefully tier will be limited a little bit, so that way I don't have to deal with Shizu tiers, because obviously there's a lot of stuff going on in grave, so dealing with Mudora and Keldo would be really annoying. And Bestials definitely do a number on the deck because it is dark based, but the worst tier is the less Bestials are mandatory in like every main deck, so you'll just won't have to deal with them quite as much. So hopefully that'll be the case at the moment, but that's just something worth noting, you know, metagame problem right now that the deck does not appreciate. But I do think there's an avenue where this deck could be a really solid rogue deck in future formats. Like I said, no restrictions on these cards whatsoever, so you're pretty free to play anything you want in conjunction with it, aka the Bestials, aka Kashtira, stuff like that. It's really cool as well. So there you go. I'm out of here for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, let me know your thoughts down below on Evil Eye in general. Maybe some other combos you've messed around with that you want to throw in the comments that are worth noting. These are just me messing around for like 15-20 minutes on EDO Pro just to see what the deck can do, and I'm pretty impressed. So yeah, I'm out. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you have not yet and you want to see more Photon Hypernova support or just future archetypes and messing around with combos videos and stuff like that. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.